There we are. Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It's Alyssa here with my black cat mug. We are getting ready for our Tuesday evening book chat. Get ready to settle in with me and talk about books. Um, I have with me my cozy drink of choice tonight in my black cat mug is some peppermint hot chocolate, and I think I hear my black cat coming. I think I just heard her because she heard me talking, and she thinks that if I'm talking, that I'm talking to her, which I think is just a very cat self-centered way of being. So, grab a cozy drink and a cute mug, and let me know what you are reading this week or what you have read recently that you want to share with everybody. And I will share with you what I read this week. I hear her little footsteps. What I read this week, what I'm going to read this week. I have two books right here, and then there were actually quite a few. Hey, Bubba, there were quite a few new releases this week, so I'm going to go over just a couple of them. Um, we're getting back to normal in publishing. Fall is here. We are getting some new books, and I love to see that. After so many things were delayed, at least we have our books, right? That's keeping me going. Honestly, is it's the books that are keeping me going, and hot chocolate. Hey, would you like to come say hello? She's here. Come here. Come say hi. No, come here. All right. No, only if she does it. It's like that meme of the penguin with his arms folded. Well, now I'm not doing it. That's her in a nutshell. Come on, Licorice. Do you want to come up? You can come up. There's plenty of room for you here. Um, uh, I don't know. It's just the way it is. All right. So I'm gonna pull up what I read this week. I really enjoyed the book that I read this week. I loved it. So much so that I recommended it to Miss Marie to take home. Hello, there you are. For someone in her home, and I hope that they love it because I loved it. There you are. There you are. Come say hello. Oh, she's so uncomfortable. There we go. Hi. Say hello to everyone. Say hello, Washington Township. I don't know what she's looking at. There's like nothing in the direction that she's looking in. All right, all right, all right. All right, that was it. That was her cameo, so we can get started now. The book that I read this week that I loved is a new young adult book. When did it come out? It came out the 31st of August. It's got a bit of a wait. Oh, we need to get more copies of here on Libby. So I would say there aren't that many copies on Libby. So if you want to read this book, I would say go get it from bccls.org. It's Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. I'll do a full review of this one in next week's Chills and Thrills Teen Reads video, which is every Monday at 3:30 in the month of October. This is a really fun paranormal adventure. I loved it. Yeah, horror, romance, young adult fiction, young adult literature, our little subject headings down at the bottom. Oh, there is an audiobook too. All right. So here is the description. I loved it. I loved it. I had so much fun reading it. Although I finished reading it really late last night, and then I ended up having like dreams about it because I finished it probably at like midnight. Just my mistake. And I guess like all night long, I was like dreaming that it was like Dia de los Muertos and that like my cat was gonna come back. It's what happens when you like read very late into the night. And it's October 6th. It's not Dia de los Muertos. All right, so here's the description. It was so, so, so good. Um, a trans boy determined to prove his gender to his traditional Latinx family summons a ghost who refuses to leave. Described by Entertainment Weekly as groundbreaking. Yadriel has summoned a ghost, and now he can't get rid of him. When his traditional Latinx family has problems accepting his true gender, Yadriel becomes determined to prove himself a real brujo. With the help of his cousin and best friend Maritza, he performs the ritual himself, and then sets out to find the ghost of his murdered cousin and set it free. However, the ghost he summons is actually Julian Diaz, the school's resident bad boy, and Julian is not about to go quietly into death. He's determined to find out what happened and tie off some loose ends before he leaves. Left with no choice, Yadriel agrees to help Julian so that they can both get what they want. But the longer Yadriel spends with Julian, the less he wants him to leave. And then there's like all of this like praise at the bottom. Um, Vibrant, energetic Latinx culture, LGBTQ acceptance, stunning, heartrending, immensely romantic, detailed. This person said I was bawling by the end of it. I did cry at the end a little bit. Not from sadness, I just felt so incredibly happy that this book will be read by other kids. I mean, like, the end of the book was, like, very heartwarming, too, though. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Um, Aiden Thomas is also, I wish I had the description because I want to like describe them the way that they describe themselves, which I believe is also queer Latinx. And so there's like a really cool author's note at the back, where they like thank people and everything. And they said, it like didn't occur to me to like use my favorite names from my own culture to like come up with these amazing characters, and it didn't occur to me that this story prompt that I came up with this plot from, I could write a whole story based off of my own culture. And I was like, sometimes we don't see the most amazing things right under our own nose. So for them to come up with this beautiful story, and the imagery is beautiful and haunting at times. It's a great paranormal read. There's a little bit of romance. There's a lot to talk about with family and identity. And I love that this character, Yadriel, or Yads for short, so truly knows who he is, and that when he goes out to prove that he is a brujo and that he doesn't need to be like with the women because he is a brujo, um, he knows so deep inside that he barely doubts that it's going to work. He has this feeling because he knows who he is, and it's so nice to see teen characters know who they are so unapologetically. And of course, as a teen, especially as a queer teen, he's going to be hesitant sometimes and worried and be unsure, but he's got a great support system in some of his family, and in his best friend Maritza, and later on eventually in Julian, who's this spirit who causes some hijinks, and they have fun together and they learn a lot together. And it's just a fun little murder mystery. There's a lot about the Latinx culture. There's a lot about Dia de los Muertos, and I just love the way that everything was described, from family and culture to settings to the plot. I mean, I really, really enjoyed this book. I kind of went through the beginning of it a little bit slow, and once I got to a certain point, I couldn't put it down, which is why I was reading until, midnight or thereabouts, and I really enjoyed it. And so that is, again, that's Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. And I just loved it. It's a good one. It's a good one. And, again, as usual, we are, we're so lucky to see in this day and age, teens can read books by authors who come from all different cultures and just represent the readers. It's so much more varied and vast now than it once was, and I just find that to be wonderful and spectacular and amazing. So, all right, so that was what I read last week, or again up until last night. So again, that's Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. I loved it. I truly did. What I'm going to read, so I mean, as you may have noticed, I'm in a young adult reading marathon because I do all of these book review videos for the teens. So I'm in my reading marathon with teens. So for this week, I'm going to try to get 2 more of the young adult Halloween reads down. So I have this thriller, which came out in 2017, and I have, to be honest, I've not been able to get my hands on it up until maybe like 2020 started because it's been so super popular. It's There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. It's apparently one of the big teen thrillers that really got thrillers just pounding in teen lit over the past few years. So I'm going to read that one. So that's just like a nice straight up thriller, and we'll see how that goes. And then the next one I have, I'm really excited for. When I read the reviews and when I got this one, it came out in 2018, September 2018, and I was so intrigued by the format and the story. It is called The Agony House, and it is part novel and part. Wait, let me get to a section. Wait. That's not it. But wait, there's more. And part graphic novel, and they both are interwoven into the story. A haunted house, a killer ghost, and a long-lost comic come to life. I'm so intrigued by this story. I've been wanting to read it for a long time. I haven't had the time. I cannot wait. The author is Sherry Priest, the author of I Am Princess X. So, very curious about this one and very excited for the format of this one. So those are the 2 that I'm going to be reading. Hopefully I get them done this week, and I will review them fully in one of my teen reads videos, and I'll just share them a little bit with you all next week, so we'll see. But let me know what you're reading, or if you've read any of those. I know a lot of our adults are big into YA literature. It's one of the debates that we have a lot when reviewing YA literature is this book written for teens, or is this book written for adults who like YA literature? And there have been so many books that I've read that I'm like, I don't know, I feel like an adult would appreciate this, not a teen. It's like an adult book with teen characters. I don't know. But there are so many. YA literature has just come so far. It's amazing. It just continues to change and amaze and be awesome. All right, so let's see what some of today's new releases are. Let's see. Oh, this is cute. I always go through what's on the front page of Libby, and the newest collection is called Sweater Weather, which we definitely have been having. I love sweater weather. Scarf weather too. I love being able to throw on a scarf and feel cozy. Devour books, not brains. I guess this is like zombie stories and true crime. What else? What other collections are new? Oh, there's a section for award winners that's new. There we go. And then some of the same ones that I always talk about. Graphic novels, award-winning audiobooks, page to screen. Let's see what's on Hoopla this week. Never mind, I'm not logged in. I just got a new phone and I don't feel like trying to log in. No. Alright, I'm not logging in. too many names and passwords. We're not playing that game right now. All right, so let's see what my tags are for new releases this week. So first off, I had a lot of people already ask me for this one, even like a couple weeks ago. It's Ellen Hilderbrand's brand new Troubles in Paradise, which is the third in that In Paradise series. As always, really big, really hot. Everybody is excited, and like, wouldn't you just want to be there right now? Like, that's where I want to be right now, in that hammock where it's nice and sunny. That's it. That's where I want to be right now. Travel to the bright Caribbean one last time in the satisfying conclusion to the nationally best-selling Winter in Paradise trilogy. Queen of the summer novels, apparently what People magazine calls her. After uprooting her life in the States, Irene Steele has just settled in at the villa on St. John, where her husband Russ has been living a double life. But a visit from the FBI shakes her foundations, and Irene once again learns just how little she knew about the man she loved. With help from their friends, Irene and her sons set up their lives while evidence mounts that the helicopter crash that killed Russ may not have been an accident. Meanwhile, the island watches this drama unfold, including the driver of a Jeep with tinted windows, who seems to be shadowing the Steele family. As a storm gathers strength in the Atlantic, surprises are in store for the Steeles. Help from a mysterious source and a new beginning in the paradise that has become their home. At last, all will be revealed about the secrets and lies that brought Irene and her sons to St. John, and the truth that transformed them all. Also available as an audiobook. So I know a lot of people are waiting for this. Let's see, what else? Oh, a lot of people apparently were already asking about The Searcher by Tana French. I actually had one of my wonderful coworkers say, "Oh, it got good reviews," and some people have been asking about it already. So yes, we do have this one, and it is available here on Libby. Ooh, it's got a long wait list. A brilliant new work of suspense. Also available as an audiobook. Fiction, mystery, suspense, thriller. All right, let's see. What's this one? Cal Hooper thought a fixer-upper in a bucolic Irish village would be the perfect escape. After 25 years in the Chicago police force and a bruising divorce, he just wants to build a new life in a pretty spot with a good pub where nothing much happens. But when a local kid whose brother has gone missing arm twists him into investigating, Cal uncovers layers of darkness beneath his picturesque retreat and starts to realize that even small towns shelter dangerous secrets. The Searcher is a gripping standalone novel from a singular writer who has been called incandescent by Stephen King, blah, 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 unputdownable, blah, blah, blah. Also available as an audiobook, so that's not that much of a description, but mysterious. So that is The Searcher. What else have we got? A new one from Alice Hoffman. It is the prequel to Practical Magic. This one is called Magic Lessons. I know that has been quite an enduring series. Also available as an audiobook. Fiction, literature, historical fiction. Let's see. Where does the story of the Owens bloodline begin? With Maria Owens in the 1600s when she's abandoned in a snowy field in rural England as a baby. Under the care of Hannah Owens, Maria learns about the unnamed arts. Hannah recognizes that Maria has a gift and she teaches the girl all she knows. It is here that she learns her first important lesson: always love someone who will love you back. When Maria is abandoned by the man who has declared his love for her, she follows him to Salem, Massachusetts. Here she invokes the curse that will haunt her family, and it's here that she learns the rules of magic and the lessons that she will carry with her for the rest of her life. Love is the only thing that matters. A celebration of life and love and a showcase of Alice Hoffman's masterful storytelling. Are the other books on here? Let's see. Practical Magic is on here. Also available as a book. That's great. But they don't have them like linked up as a series. So that's, I mean, sometimes Libby does have them all linked up as a series, and sometimes they're not. But they are, the Rules of Magic is on here. There we go, series, the Practical Magic. Oh, no, they're not all. The metadata is not all consistent across the board on that one. But it does look like everybody is reading the whole series at this point. But I mean, it's, like I said, it's a popular series. Here is one for Seinfeld fans. Is This Anything by Jerry Seinfeld? And I have here the audiobook because it is read by Jerry Seinfeld. And I feel like that's the only way. If it's a story, if it's something about Seinfeld and his comedy and his writing and his life, should be read by him. No one else will be able to do it, right? The first book in 25 years from Jerry Seinfeld features his best work across 5 decades in comedy. Since his first performance at the legendary New York nightclub Catch a Rising Star as a 21-year-old college student in the fall of 1975, Jerry Seinfeld has written his own material and saved everything. When I came up with a funny bit, whether it happened on stage, in a conversation, or working it out on my preferred canvas, the big yellow legal pad, I kept it in one of those old school accordion folders, so I have everything I thought was worth saving from 45 years of hacking away at this for all I was worth. Jerry Seinfeld has selected his favorite material, organized decade by decade, in page after hilarious page, one brilliantly crafted observation after another. Readers will witness the evolution of one of the greatest comedians of our time and gain new insights into the thrilling but unforgiving art of writing stand-up comedy. I feel like the only way to do this one is as an audiobook. So I mean, you know, it's funny to read some of these like comedy essays, you know, in your own voice, in your own head, and in your own relation. But sometimes, especially if you are familiar with that person's voice and style, I feel like the only way is just to hear them deliver their own material, right? It's not a long audiobook, it's only 6 hours. But it does sound interesting. So again, that is this anything? Okay. Here's one that seems to be getting some buzz. It's by V.E. Schwab, and it's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I really like the cover. I'm going to be totally honest that there are many times where I do judge a book by its cover. I mean, everybody does to some extent. There's a section every week in one of our review journals that we subscribe to, and it's for people who independently publish their books about how to design their covers, where it takes like a really bad cover and redesigns it so it looks less like you just threw a picture into Microsoft Word and more like you composed something that made sense artistically for the story you're telling. I find it fascinating. I do judge a book by its cover. I will absolutely admit that. This is my face. Okay. I have not yet mastered unlocking this phone with my face. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here we go. A Life No One Will Remember, a story you will never forget. Very quickly, it is fantasy fiction, literature, historical fiction, also available as an audiobook. 17 hours. I had a feeling it was going to be a longer one. France 1714. In a moment of desperation, a young woman makes a Faustian bargain to live forever and is cursed to be forgotten by everyone she meets. Thus begins the extraordinary life of Addie LaRue, and a dazzling adventure that will play out across centuries and continents, across history and art, as a young woman learns how far she will go to leave her mark on the world. But everything changes when, after nearly 300 years, Addie stumbles across a young man in a hidden bookstore, and he remembers her name. In the vein of The Time Traveler's Wife and Life After Life, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is New York Times bestselling author V.E. Schwab's genre-defying tour de force. Um, okay. So, I mean, it just sounded really interesting. The reviews that I read were all very intriguing and positive, and it's definitely been getting quite a bit of buzz across the interweb here. So that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Sounds like an interesting take on one of those, live forever kind of stories, choices you make, what do you do, people you meet kind of thing. It sounds interesting. And then the last one I have is a new thriller that I think like kind of slipped under the radar a little bit, but recently I've been seeing a little bit more advertisement for it, a little more press for it, which is Confessions on the 745 by Lisa Unger. Master of Suspense, a riveting thriller about a chance encounter that unravels a stunning web of lies and deceit. Sounds like a thriller to me. Let's see. Be careful to whom you tell your darkest secrets. Selena Murphy is commuting home from her job in the city when the train stalls out on the tracks. Sounds awful. That's the first part of this book that sounds awful. Okay. Not that the book sounds awful, but like when you're like, oh my god, it's horrific. Getting stuck on the train. She strikes up a conversation with a beautiful stranger in the next seat, and their connection is fast and easy. The woman introduces herself as Martha and confesses that she's been stuck in an affair with her boss. Selena, in turn, confesses that she suspects her husband is sleeping with the nanny. When the train arrives at Selena's station, the two women part ways, presumably never to meet again. But days later, Selena's nanny disappears. Soon, Selena finds her once perfect life upended, as she is pulled into the mystery of the missing nanny and the fractures in her marriage grow deeper. Selena begins to wonder, who was Martha really? But she's hardly prepared for what she'll discover. Expertly plotted and reminiscent of timeless classic Strangers on a Train, a gripping thriller about the delicate facades we create around our lives. So I think that one sounds really interesting. Like I said, I think that one was a little slow to build on buzz, and lately I've been seeing quite a bit of it advertised in many places. So that is Confessions on the 745. I think that is. I mean, there were a lot. Like, there's a new Dean Koontz, which isn't yet on Libby. Um, this was definitely like a pretty nice week for publishing, and I know Miss Marie and I got a brand new box of kids books today that we unboxed on Instagram. I'm trying to figure out how to get those unboxing videos onto here, but it doesn't seem to be that easy, even though Facebook and Instagram are the same thing. But if you have an Instagram, we've done a bunch of children's unboxing videos on there. I did do an adult unboxing once and it didn't save. That's just how the cookie crumbles. So yeah, so that's what's up this week. We have some fun new releases, some interesting and intriguing ones, and I'm gonna continue reading some young adult spooky stories and thrillers with my hot chocolate. I think that is it for me this week for our Latte with the Librarian. Don't forget that tomorrow we have book cooks at 12. I will be making kind of crawfish bisque from this really wonderful, enchanting cookbook that was in our new section that I looked at, except I didn't find crawfish anywhere, so I'm just using shrimp. Welcome to my quarantine kitchen. So if you would like to cook along, the recipe is on our website, or you can just watch and you can cook along later. The recipe will be on our website for about a week, so I will be sharing that cookbook with you tomorrow. So it's just another one of the wonderful things that I've been reading lately, and I think that's it for tonight. So little Miss Thing, who is asleep behind me, blending into the background over here. Little Miss Thing and I are going to go get cozy and read for the rest of the night, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evenings. Remember that if you need a book suggestion, please check out the top of our website for the book match form. We'd be happy to give you some book suggestions, and don't hesitate to share what you're reading with us. We love to hear what you're liking, what you're not liking, what you think everybody needs to read. I love to hear that kind of stuff. All right, so I'll see you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye, everyone.